Most people celebrate their birthdays quietly, with family, cake, and some friends. You may even throw a party. Now, let's imagine it's your 75th birthday, and the entire nation is honoring you as a hero. Flags are hanging everywhere, and people are celebrating. And things are going well. You and your guests have a wonderful time, and everyone is happy. But then, all of a sudden, an uninvited guest shows up, and the mood is ruined. In this case, it's the most dangerous man in Europe, Adolf Hitler. This actually happened to Carl Gustav Emil Mannerheim on 4th of June in 1942, Finland's commander-in-chief and the one man who is keeping the country alive between two superpowers. Hitler announced one day in advance that he wished to personally congratulate the brave Finns and their leader. Security arrangements were improvised at speed, because saying no to Germany in 1942 required either courage or a very good hiding place. When President HistoryCrafts phoned Mannerheim to inform him of Hitler's arrival, Mannerheim reportedly replied in Swedish, "Vad I helvete gör han här?" which translates to, "What in hell is he doing here?" And this was not false modesty. Mannerheim had no interest in hosting a Nazi state visit. A formal meeting in Helsinki or at his headquarters would have implied political alignment, something Finland had worked on to avoid. Finland was fighting the Soviet Union, yes, but on its own war, with its own objectives, and without signing onto Germany's ideological cause. So the solution was a compromise. They met in a railway carriage. The location was a saloon car parked discreetly at the Kaukopa factory rail yard, near Imatra, close to the Soviet front but far from ceremonial optics. Hitler flew into Imola airfield, then drove to the siding, where Mannerheim waited calm and entirely unimpressed. Hitler even brought a gift, a painted portrait of himself by Karl Truppe. The symbolism was unmistakable, but the message was less subtle. The guest list included President Ryti, Prime Minister Jukka Rangel, German Ambassador Wippert von Blücher, and Hitler's Chief of Staff, Field Marshal Wilhelm Keitel, a man who specialized in nodding obediently at the Führer. There were speeches, there was a meal, and there were negotiations disguised as polite conversations. Hitler attempted carefully to push Finland towards a deeper military commitment against the Soviet Union. Notably, he made no explicit demands, which in Hitler's world usually meant he lacked the leverage to enforce them. And here, something very interesting happened. An engineer from Milais Radio, Thor Dahmen, had been assigned to record the official birthday speeches from Mannerheim. Anticipating nothing unusual, he placed microphones in the railway car. Unfortunately though for him, Hitler and Mannerheim chose the car without any microphones. But Dahmen improvised. He quietly fed a microphone through a window and placed it on a luggage shelf above the two men. For 11 minutes, their private conversation was recorded. And here is a small part from it. I will also leave you the link down below if you want to hear the full recording.
Eine sehr große Gefahr, vielleicht die schwerste. Deren ganzen Umfang wir überhaupt erst jetzt messen können. Wir wussten das selber auch nicht so ganz genau, wie ungeheuerlich dieser Staat umrüstet war.
Das hätten wir nicht geahnt im Winterkrieg. Im Winterkrieg hätten wir das nicht geahnt. Natürlich hatten wir den Eindruck, dass sie gut gerüstet waren. Aber so, wie sie in Wirklichkeit. Und jetzt ist gar kein Zweifel, was sie hatten in ihren Schild.
Ganz klar. Sie haben die ungeheuerste Rüstung, die Menschen denkbar ist. Also, wenn mir jemand gesagt hätte, dass ein Staat mit Wenn mir jemand gesagt hätte, dass ein Staat mit 35.000 Tanks antreten kann, dann hätte ich gesagt, sie sind wahnsinnig geworden. 35.000 Panzer. Wir haben zurzeit über 34.000 Panzer vernichtet. Wenn mir das jemand gesagt hätte, ich hätte gesagt, wenn mir ein General von mir erklärt hätte, dass hier im Staat 35.000 Panzer sind, ich gesagt, Sie, Herr, Sie sehen alles doppelt oder zehnfach. Das ist Wahnsinn, Sie sehen Gespenster. Das haben wir nicht für möglich. Wir haben Fabriken gefunden, allein eine da in Kramaroskaya zum Beispiel. Das war vor 2 Jahren ein Bau und wir hatten keine Ahnung. Heute ist dort eine Panzerfabrik, die in der ersten Schicht etwas über 30.000 und in den Vollausbau über 60.000 Arbeiter beschäftigt soll. Eine einzige Panzerfabrik. Wir haben sie besetzt. Eine gigantische Fabrik. Arbeitermassen, die allerdings die Tiere leben.
Hitler talked about the war in the East, Soviet industrial capacity, and his shock how resilient the Red Army had been. His voice lacked the theatrical rage of his speeches, and instead it carried fatigue, frustration, and something close to concern. Then the SS noticed the cable. The guards demanded the tape to be destroyed. But Finnish officials promised compliance, then quietly sealed the reel instead. It was stored by the state censor, returned to Lies Radio in 1957 and later released. To this day, it remains the only known recording of Hitler speaking privately and also naturally, without propaganda or performance. Hitler stayed in Finland for approximately 5 hours. Mannerheim himself would have preferred a quiet dinner and fewer speeches. He disliked pageantry and distrusted hero worship. On the same day, he was also awarded the unique title of Marshal of Finland, a rank invented solely for him, and was never given to anyone else. His birthday also became the flag day of the Finnish Defense Forces. Shortly afterwards, Mannerheim returned the courtesy, visiting Hitler's headquarters in East Prussia. Formality was preserved, and the distance remained. How would you have reacted if Hitler would have just showed up to your birthday party? I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something new. If you want to support the channel, please leave a subscription if you haven't already. What other historical figure or topic should I do next? And as always, this is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.